Okay, guys, I'm at it again with another book review, and today we are going to talk about none other than Misery by Stephen King. Now, arguably, some people can say that Stephen King is the most prolific horror authors of all time. He is, as I can say, occasionally amazing, and sometimes I'm just not feeling it. If you know me, you know that I have a very strong love-hate relationship with Mr. King. I mean, there's times where I literally, after reading one of his books, I just want to open his cranium and just scoop out his brains and just dissect them and try to understand how this man is so amazing. And then I come to certain books, which I'm not going to name because I don't want to cause no offense, that literally make me want to host a book burning. And that's saying a lot. But I'm not here to talk about my semi-estranged relationship to Stephen King. We are here to talk about none other than Misery, one of his most compelling plots of all time, in my opinion, okay? Misery is about a author who writes a series of books called Misery. And it's about Misery Chastain. And honestly, he hates his books. He's a career writer. He doesn't write because he pretty much loves what he does. He writes to pay the bills, okay? However, his last book, he decides to kill off Misery Chastain. And when he writes a book or completes a book, he has a tradition of going to a certain place and celebrating. However, on his way to that place, he gets into a horrific car accident because at the time it's winter, it's snowing, and we all know how bad the roads are when it snows. So he gets into a horrible accident. And honestly, he was destined for death until the lovely Miss Annie comes along, who is a self-proclaimed number one fan. And I don't want to go too into this book and ruin it for the people who would love to enjoy it. But let's just say sometimes fandom goes horribly wrong. And it's just a ride of horror, pain, mutilation, drug addiction, and just bipolar schizophrenia, okay? Because Paul Sheldon stumbles upon, yes, his number one fan. But his number one fan is insane, okay? She is borderline one of the greatest villains ever concocted, okay? I love Annie. I love Paul. And just reading this book kind of in a way made me just think or kind of like get into the mind of a really deranged, let's say, serial killer. Okay? Because Paul is not her first victim. Okay? I really, really don't want to go any more into the book, but it is a ride and a very, very fun one at that.